my Zuds? What is up, my Zuds?
Whoa.
What is up? What is up? What is up, my Zuds? What is up, my Zuds?
Okay. Oh, all right. We got some interesting transition. Oh shit, dude.
You're
We in
a
ghost mode
bro.
today.
A ghost mode.
What? Dude, it's the 13th episode of the Zudecast, so it makes sense. We're getting ghost mode. Yo, what the fuck? No matter how much testing you do and how much setup you do, you'll always fuck it up. That's a lesson I've learned. Just use the computer. Switch the camera angles. Don't be a little bitch. Come on now. Everybody sing along.
Hey. All right, cool.
We got it? We got it?
Yeah, it's just it was doing a weird fadey thing, and now it's good.
It's true. Getting faded. Can you pass me that there beer there?
This one?
Yeah. Or is that your extra
That's
one?
my extra beer.
Oh, damn. All right. Well, okay. I'll get another one in a second. It's okay.
All right.
Yo.
Crisis
all right.
averted.
What the what the fuck? All right. What is up, my Zuds? Today is a day. What day is it?
It's not Halloween.
20,
It's not Halloween. That's not what day.
It's not Halloween.
Not trying to be a
It's,
ghost today.
It's April 27th, dude. I had to check. I couldn't even do the math. The last time was 420, and now it's the 27th. That's approximately 1 week.
It's not
all right.
approximately 1 week. It's exactly 1 week.
Facts. But actually, it's technically 6 days and 23 hours because the last time we did it at 8. And if you remember from the last episode, it was a train wreck, which is also the strain that we were smoking. So, as always, or as for most of the time, I'm your Zood, Chris Paisley, Crispy Grooves. Follow me on the Instagram if you care to do that. If you aren't already. And then we also got Where's Vibes over there, Bobby Ware.
What's up? Also, follow me on Instagram. That's the only place that I seem to dwell. So, yeah, check it out. I might post music. No, I won't.
One day we will.
And
We got Adrian Grody over there.
it's your boy Adrian.
You already know him.
I was gonna say we're all on Instagram. We don't really be fucking around with other I don't have a Twitter or nothing. Like,
Nah.
I'm
Fuck
not about
Twitter,
that,
bro.
Yeah, so we all Instagram kids. I'm at Adrian Grody on Instagram and at the Cosmic Lord Comics because I'm making my comic book.
Hell
that
yeah.
I won't shut up about.
Now plug that shit. Plug that.
All right. What is up, my dudes? Today, or my Zuds? Today is Zortal Zombat is the name of the episode.
That's right.
Today.
That's right.
Yeah.
We will be talking about lots of combat today. The Josh fight is one of the things. The first topics we'll be discussing there. The battle for the name Josh was happened over. What was that, last weekend or this past weekend?
You want to start with the Josh fight?
Yeah.
You want to just get right into this shit? We're just Googling shit on the spot.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a guitar. We can do some sing-alongs at some point.
Yeah, we didn't prep anything
You know.
at all this week, so
Which seems to be the flavor.
yeah, it's fun though.
I'm just going to turn my damn
interesting.
ad block off because it's fucking up every page. Okay.
Goddamn ad block.
Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. All right. You goddamn fucker. So, yeah, in Josh news. I wish we had a Josh that we could, interview.
I know, right?
Dude. Fuck, dude. It's okay. We'll get, because I feel like I'm not even, equipped to speak on this issue because I'm not a Josh. So I
Right.
can never know what the lived experience of a Josh is.
I would have loved to have gone, bro.
Yeah.
To go to the whole thing.
They check your
Right,
ID
right.
up at front and they're like, you're not a Josh. Get the fuck out of here.
Pretty much.
So we got from USA to Gay here. Hundreds gather in a Nebraska field for a pool noodle brawl over the name Josh. Wow, dude. That's fucking epic. So do we got the tablet set up? Can y'all see what the fuck?
I just
sorta,
got-
not
yeah,
really.
no.
All right. Well,
Tablet
people
killed
on
my
the
fucking
internet
laptop
can see.
screen, so
They can see. All right. We got the Josh fight. That's something. Oh, and then we got an ad. That's
got
cool.
them ads, we
cool,
can't show
dude.
those.
Fucking tight, dude. Anybody want a Hewlett Packard printer?
do we have one? We
Get the
have one,
idea.
don't we? Isn't that what that is? Isn't that what that is?
No, that's a brother. That's a brother printer.
Oh, I love the brothers.
Brother.
I need more ink, brother.
Hundreds of dudes named Josh hold pool noodle brawl in viral challenge. Hundreds of people flocked to a park in Nebraska on Saturday to engage in an intense pool noodle brawl over the name Josh. The winner, 4-year-old Joshua Vincent Jr., who was honored with a paper crown and hoisted in the air for all Joshes to see.
Is this just, like an indicator that Josh is the weakest race because they literally let a 4-year-old fucking win, bro?
Damn.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Got a bunch of simps. Brian Army of simps was out there.
The little 4-year-old Joshua was out there murdering it. He's started the Hall of Josh. And
Don't you mean the Josh Acost?
yeah, whatever,
There's like 500 Joshes and like 2
Yeah.
Jessicas, and they're all just trying to smash the puss and let the kid win.
Wait, there's two Jessicas? Is Jessica just a girl version of Joshua?
That's the first thing I could think of.
That's pretty close. What else would be? Josh? John?
Joe. I mean, Joe's kind of like
Josephine? Joshua? Joseph? That's from Joseph. Anyways, this is cool. Off to a good
Josh
start.
Jordan. I don't know.
Joseph.
So it all started.
Well, Joseph is the biggest cuck in history, so.
Joseph.
Damn.
How
does it feel to be cucked by God? Pretty bad, I imagine.
Doesn't feel good.
Immaculate cucking.
Immaculate conception.
Hell yeah, dude. This is wholesome. This is a wholesome story, dude. It all started a year ago when pandemic boredom set in, and Josh Swain, a 22-year-old college student from Tucson, Arizona, messaged others who shared his name on social media and challenged them to a duel. The planning began. Hundreds showed up Saturday at Air Park in Lincoln, a location chosen at random to participate in the silliness. The festivities started with a grueling and righteous battle of rock, paper, scissors between Josh Swain from Arizona and Josh Swain from Omaha, Nebraska. Oh, yeah, dude. KLKN TV reports that the Arizona student won that competition, allowing him to claim the title of the true Josh Swain.
Go figure, it was the guy who fucking created the, the entire
I retire as champion. The pool noodle competition that followed was open to anyone with the first name of Josh. Okay, so it's a less exclusive Josh competition.
So he was the only one with his name that showed
That was
up?
wow, that's crazy. That was the only Josh Swain.
Yeah, that's lame. You would have thought at least one other
Damn.
one would have showed up, bro. But then they just
Pussies.
said, whatever, make it a Josh fight, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Vincent Jr. was declared the victor and received a Burger King crown for his efforts.
Good job.
Good job.
Didn't even fit on his fucking head.
I can't full screen this shit, but whatever.
They're like, shut the fuck up. The king is talking.
Yeah, the king is talking. Fuck yeah, dude.
Who's Josh?
Who's Josh? Whose Josh is this? Come get you, Josh. Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, that kid's going to be chasing that high for the rest of his life, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Kid peaked in fucking when he was 5 years old, bro.
I was crowned the king of Joshes, and it was all downhill from there.
Dude.
Damn.
How can you continue to just like live after that, man? That must be so climactic,
Dude,
bro.
you have to fight now. Like when Josh, this young Josh grows up, there's gonna be like more Joshes to come, to fight him, and then they have to go to like but then it's like for reals, like then it's like exactly.
It's like Afro Samurai, bro, where they got the headbands. You gotta be the number one, bro. In order to be the number one and fight number one, you gotta get the number two headband, bro.
Yeah, the last Josh.
Work your way up the ladder.
Josh Pilgrim, you're saying?
Josh Pilgrim. No, they have to go. They have to meet 1v1 in Joshua Tree.
Damn. Dude, come on. He should have had it be at Joshua Tree, bro. That would have been perfect, actually. Damn.
They just had to have it at like a public park or whatever, because if that many people showed up at Joshua Tree, people would have been like freaking out or whatever.
Yo, what the fuck?
True.
You're gonna hurt the plants.
The plants. There's dirt. You can't hurt the dirt.
Damn.
Who gives a shit about grass? You know?
So that was wholesome. It's a wholesome. It's kind of like, I don't know. I want more events like this, bro. I want more just internet meme events, bro.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a moment of like world peace for 1 second. Everybody's like, holy shit, all the Joshes are at it again.
Yeah.
Like they still do the Area 51 thing. I don't know if I told you guys, my friend Eric fucking went to I think it was either that first year or it was like a second year.
Did he do a second year?
People just keep going, you feel
That's
me? Like,
hilarious,
yeah,
dude.
people just kept going. But I'm pretty sure he went out there like another time, and he met fucking Riley Reid out there. Nice. And Riley Reid was out there, and he took pictures with her, and she's all, "Hey, you guys want to help me make a video for my Instagram?" He's like, "Yeah."
That's wild.
He's like, "Yes, I do. Yes, indeed." Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I like this. That was wholesome, bro. The way shit. I don't know. It's just funny whenever internet sets a date, and it's just like, all right, what we doing, fam? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had a better turnout than the Area 51 raid.
I think it was way better because it was at a public park versus like a government base. Like,
Yeah.
Right, and the whole premise is just like a lot more, friendly. A giant pool noodle fight versus let's potentially get shot up by, armed U.S. military.
It's nice when the soundboard clips are like ideal. Right. Oh, I just gotta pop one of these puppies open here.
oh hell yeah,
Damn,
bro.
I wish I had another one of those, bro.
Bro, I'll go grab another one in a second.
Damn.
That was
fun.
too wholesome. But on like the complete opposite of the spectrum, we did a little Mortal Kombat sesh last night.
Yes. Zortal Zombat My Zudes 2021.
Yeah.
The movie version of the video game that created the ESRB.
Ooh.
Fun fact about Mortal Kombat.
I actually didn't know that. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, and it was specifically the one where Sub-Zero rips their spine out of their back. And I love how in the original Mortal Kombat they were like, "Oh, we gonna give him like an ice fatality? Nah, he's gonna fucking rip their spine out of their back and hold it up above his head." Yeah.
Man, if that was physically possible, people would definitely be doing that more.
Right. All right, so full disclosure. Oh, you guys want to do spoiler and then no spoiler then spoiler review, or you want to do a spoilers from the top? Speak candidly about
Did it come out yesterday?
Do we have anybody actually watching right now?
3.
Okay.
Probably 2 or maybe.
Hey, if you in the chat, say what the fuck is up.
Yeah. I think as much.
We got more beers. Got more beers on lock. Yeah, okay, so, well, if you didn't watch Mortal Kombat yet, I mean,
Sucks.
how much is there really to spoil? Like, pretty much everything you think could happen happens. Like,
I don't even know.
I mean, I
enough
guess there's
about
like
the lore to
very
spoil it.
ending.
for
Yeah,
people. Like,
exactly. Well, I mean, Eli, you're the most like long time like hardcore MK fan. You're the
Yeah.
most MK ultra.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say
yeah. If you want to start with your thoughts, and we'll kind of bounce around on.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying for a long time that with all your fucking MCU and your DCU and all your your Kingsman and all your comic book adaptations, I was like, dude, we're overdue for a Mortal Kombat movie. And a lot of people think like logistically, well, like, oh, how is that gonna work? And I was like, will it work? And I was like, I've been saying for a long time that I think I think it does. I think the original one from the 90s is probably one of the best video game movies of all time because it captures the spirit of it. Even though it's not, it's not rated R, that one's rated PG-13. It still has like the vibe, the art style's there, the energy's there, the sense of, the intrigue and kind of this weird like mystical world that they're in. Which, for those who don't know, too, by the way, Mortal Kombat's super fucking weird, dude. It's like really up there. It's
Tell me
like,
about it.
You got ninjas. You got lizard. No, not just ninjas. You got like ice ninjas. You got like fire ninjas. You got like other dimension niggas. I just said it. Ninjas. Whatever. We'll get that. We'll clip that out later.
No, that's okay. You can say it, dude.
But fucking. So you have like a lot of high concept stuff in here, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people are like, "Oh, is that even going to work as a movie?" And I think this movie worked as a movie. Is it the best Mortal Kombat movie yet? I actually don't think so.
Oh yeah.
I think that in terms of production and action and stuff, yeah. I don't know. I think every Mortal Kombat adaptation has its ups and its downs. You feel me? Like there's no like definitively the best one to me because this one, the gore was there. Like, yes, the gore was on point with this one. I think I liked it. Just no spoilers. Going ahead, it's fun. It's stupid. It knows how stupid it is. You feel me? Like it's not objectively a great movie, but it's dope. Like it's fun. It's dope. You can get high, get drunk, watch motherfuckers beat each other up and rip each other's heads off and shit. Like. Yeah, I think it served a good function, you know.
I mean, definitely the most important part is going to be the fight scenes for the most part, and like they handled that stuff pretty well. Like it was all very like they really made it look like the game. Like there were some parts where it's like this is that stage from that game or whatever. Where it was very like on point, on theme. I think the gore and the CG and stuff was pretty fucking awesome. There's a good F-bomb budget too.
Oh, dude,
like they had a good amount of F-bombs, which I'm like, and it's like I think they did the best that they could with the source material because the source material is just like 12-year-old fucking fantasy. Like it's
like then the lizard guy is gonna fight the ninja, and then I'm gonna chop his head off. Like because there's just some things where it's just like. It's like, okay, so like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, right, are supposed to be like old school cats, right? It's like fucking Scorpion is like literally like a fucking ninja from like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, like 1600 or some shit.
And then like spoiler alert, I guess, okay, at this point it's like spoilers for MK
spoilers
if you
for
really
MK,
if you really care, dude. Fucking he comes back and he's like, I am Scorpion. And it's like, but why? Like, why are you Scorpion? Like, what does that have? Is there anything? Are there even scorpions in Japan? First of all, like, is that even native to the terrain? And then like, he's like, the Chinese guy is like, I am no longer Baihan. I am Sub-Zero. And it's like, but why would you call yourself Sub-Zero? Like, it makes sense for someone else to like call you Sub-Zero. Like I was saying that I was like, it should have just been Jax, and he'd be like, damn, that motherfucker's ice cold, dog. You should call him Sub-Zero or something. Like, shit, God, he fucking ripped my arms off with ice. That's fucked up, fam. And that like that would make sense if then it's like then he becomes and then he's like, yes, Sub-Zero. I like that name. It's better than that Chinese bullshit that I had before. I will use that from now on. Thank you.
Right.
As I rip your arms off.
Make more sense if they just said they identify as Scorpion or I identify as Sub-Zero because that's what's popular now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not, like you're saying, there's no reason. What did he do? Just like go to hell and pass some like intense trial and gain the like title Scorpion?
Hey, bro, that's
Right.
for the sequel, bro, and they're actually gonna talk.
There's been leaked documents that actually show the original name.
Excuse me, sir.
He said I saw some leaked documents, and they really.
Okay. All right. Now, Bobby, again, to you said you're unfamiliar with the, you're not super duper familiar with the lore there with the deep cuts. And I just want to say it really is. It's kind of a trip the way that they've done like the Mortal Kombat lore, because in all those original games, all the way up to the one that came out in 2011, there was no cinematic. Like there wasn't any cinematics. There was maybe like the intro before like the game started, before the start screen. All of it was through text and through like character endings and shit like that. And I don't know, it's just really a trip, like how they built it up. Like, John Tobias was the guy who did that. He was a story guy. But anyways, someone who's not familiar with the lore, how would you feel? How was that as a first experience getting thrust into the world of Mortal Kombat? What would you say? Are you intrigued? Do you want to know more? Do you feel like you have more questions than answers, I guess?
Well, yeah, I mean, for one, there's like a lot of characters that weren't in the movie, so I'm just curious, like, why? I also wonder why they made the main character just Black Panther, but a white guy.
Dude, right? Yes, I agree.
I mean, I ain't got nothing wrong with it. That's a cool power, like a suit that, absorbs kinetic energy and whatnot and turns it into something else. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like they kind of...
Seemed like some fucking plot armor, am I right,
they
bro?
nicked it right.
Man, I was going to say, too, something about, like, that I felt like... Okay, so that new character, his name's Cole. I feel like he's, like, kind of like one of those things where it's like he's a... What's the word? It's a vessel for the audience, you feel me?
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't feel like he was like that good of one. Like I feel like you could have totally followed like Liu Kang or or Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Like he could have been Johnny Cage and we just followed Johnny Cage. And you don't have to do like gung ho douchebag Johnny Cage. There's been more, tamed down versions of Johnny Cage. And I don't know. He just wasn't super duper interesting to me. I feel like
Definitely not.
He reminded me of like the creative fighter character.
Yeah, no,
like,
essentially that's what he was.
Yeah, he's just like the Mii fighter in Smash Bros.
yeah, exactly.
Like super stock.
I'm looking through. I found a PDF of like the original Mortal Kombat game, like the manual, because like back in the day in the 90s, like that's how you got the lore for a lot of the games. It would just be like a paragraph in the manual, and if you didn't have the manual, you're like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, what's happening? But yeah, it doesn't really say too much. It's just like, let's see here. Where is it? For the past 500 years, the depraved Shang Tsung has held an annual combat tournament on the remote island. What? His long-standing champion is Goro, a huge four-armed mutant warrior whose fuck, I can't even read this shit. Whose prowess provides the loser's souls that become the life force to keep Shang Tsung young. Shang Tsung young.
Shang Tsung's drinking that adrenochrome, bro.
Dude.
He's like fucking.
What?
Yeah.
Today, 7 new contestants are assembled, each one a master warrior with special powers. As the rules of the contest dictate, they must fight each other and a carbon copy, man, I'm fucking up. A carbon copy of themselves before taking on Goro and ultimately Shang Tsung himself, who will be the real winner. Man,
I just want to say that first game is so fucking hard, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like easy and then it's not. Like that game is so fucking hard.
like the very, very like first like arcade game basically, or like
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
And you already know they make it to like, you know, where like you gotta keep putting quarters in and shit. So they made that game hella fucking hard back in the day. Like,
Yeah, it's come a long way.
dude, seriously, I think that, you know, I don't know, because I mean, it's a trip, because I think that the movie could have done more. I think they played it a little too safe, in my opinion, too, because they didn't give any, like, you know, context for, like, hey, what really is Outworld, or, like, who is Shang Tsung and shit, you know? And I feel like they could have, like, trimmed down the budget in other places, given us some kind of trippy visual montage of that. There was a ton of Easter eggs, by the way. I was stoked off of some of the Easter eggs, bro. There was like, you know, because she had like a big board and she's like investigating, like, oh, what's Mortal Kombat? And you had like a picture of like Night Wolf from like the 1800s. You had like a Kotal Khan statue, like in a museum. There was like the amulet and shit, like when they go to like the temple. So I like the amount of fan service in here.
Yeah. Gotta do it.
Gotta do it, bro,
Mortal
man.
Kombat.
And I feel like a lot of people had like a problem, like, you know, because there's a lot of fucking characters in this movie, and some of them are only in it for like 2 minutes, and then they fucking die, and then, you know, it's just someone to fight and kill, and
Fuck that nigga Reptile, right?
dude,
got
Reptile
rocked.
got rocked, bro,
Yeah.
like pretty easily, bro. He's just like dipping around. Especially because I was gonna say too, like one of the like in the original Mortal Kombat movie, the Reptile fight is like the penultimate battle. You feel me? It's like the
Right.
second to last
Before
fight.
Goro.
Yeah,
Or
before.
before.
They already before Shang Tsung. Yeah,
dang.
because they already even beat Goro at that point.
Oh, yeah,
And Reptile's the secret character in the first Mortal Kombat. So
Right.
So I feel like he did kind of get the shit end of the stick. He looked pretty cool. He looked like, you know, like a reptile.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's almost like not that much suspense really to the movie, because it's like, I mean, even if you've never seen it, it's like, well, it's like I'm pretty sure Liu Kang's not gonna just die,
Right.
or like whatever, like all of the like, you know, important characters, you can tell like they're gonna live. Like it's, and you definitely tell it's like they're setting this up for. I mean, what didn't you guys say that, or one of you guys said that they're setting it up for like 5 fucking movies?
Yeah,
or some
the
shit
dude,
like that.
the dude who played Sub-Zero already signed on
Yeah.
for like 4 fucking
Yeah.
movies. So,
So.
which
I mean, sure, fucking do it.
I kind of feel weird about that these days, because there's a lot of movies where I'm like, this movie's okay, but I can tell the sequel is about to be amazing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, I feel like that's what we're doing. I feel like the second or third movie in this kind of entry of Mortal Kombat is gonna be really fucking good. But this movie, like, I would say overall, as a Mortal Kombat movie, it was dope. But as like a movie, I could see how a lot of people could really pick this movie to fucking shreds. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, just some of the vibe of it. I mean, it's so hard to do it where it, like, in a way that feels like a real movie or whatever, because it's like just the source material is like so ridiculous. Like, you can't make it like that serious. They had to kind of, it's hard to do. Like, I'll give them credit for doing what they could with what they had, you know, trying to like straddle the line between like just being like complete goofy with it and like sort of serious, and like keeping it that it's like, you know, like it's hard to make it so that when someone gets like their face sawed in half, you're more like, oh, instead of just being like, ha, like like there's
Yeah.
there's the kind of like it's tricky. You gotta walk the line on that one.
Yeah. Well, I think that they definitely made like they kind of played themselves because like they had no Johnny Cage means you have 4 serious good guys, and they put fucking Kano with the good guys for like the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because he's funny. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
dude, Kano was like.
Kano was best character.
I never liked Kano. Like,
Kano
growing
hammed it up.
But Kano was so fucking funny
Yeah.
in this movie, bro. And like, okay, the whole thing about them getting powers is so fucking stupid, by the way. I hate the idea of like, oh, you're marked and it's chosen ones from Mortal Kombat. It's like, nah, bitch, this is Mortal Kombat. It's like, you found yourself here, too bad. You gotta fight and kill someone from another dimension now.
Yeah.
Like, good luck. And that's like the whole thing of Mortal Kombat. It's like everybody from all sorts of angles of fucking, everything is getting caught into this fucking interdimensional ritual, and it's weird, you know what I mean? And that's what I liked. And I mean, those allusions to other stuff like Kano's gang and Cabal talked about how they worked together like briefly. But I would love to see. I thought this movie was original. I'd say that it was an original take on Mortal Kombat because the comics go into it more like the DC comics that came out a while back. But the world they're in is very interesting too. There's like gang syndicates, there's like crime syndicates, there's other shit going on too, and
It's definitely a dope universe.
yeah,
There's a lot there.
I like that Sub-Zero was kind of the main villain. I mean, it's like, what else are you really gonna do? Like, besides make an iconic character the main
That's
villain.
true, man.
Like,
Because as someone that's like played a bunch of the MK games, but never like, I didn't watch like any of the movies as a kid, and then like the only game that had like a serious like storyline was probably the MK9, from like about 10 years ago, and that really started going into details. But before that, you're just like Sub-Zero, he's the blue guy. Scorpion, he's the yellow guy. Like, and that's basically all there was to it. Like, it's like, are they homies? Are they enemies? It's like, I don't really know. Like, they're all fighting. They're all beating the fucking shit out of each other. Like, it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
I think overall it was an enjoyable watch. I like once they get to a sequel, I'll watch that too.
Yeah.
It definitely is the vibe of like it could have. Like, it seems like it was something that could have been just like a HBO series instead, but they're like, let's make it a movie. But it still comes off as very like TV show like, but with a bit higher budget for the CG and the stuff.
A lot of people said too, like it felt like the first like 2 episodes of a show,
Right.
of like a Mortal Kombat show. Because to me, it's still kind of weird to me to have a Mortal Kombat movie and they're not even in the first official tournament, like on Shang Tsung's island. Like that's like the iconic, like, you got your guard, that's expensive though. I understand, but
the fucking Shang Tsung, like he's got a tournament on his island, dude, on his own island.
Oh,
and he uses
the soul
blood.
sucker.
Yeah. Oh, dude, where he sucked his fucking soul out. It's like, oh, he's about to suck his soul out. I was like, all right. Shang suck.
Shang Tsung.
Man, but yeah, dude, the
Goro died way too fucking easy, bro.
Yeah.
Goro got rocked for nothing. That's why I said too. It's like you're gonna bring like a new character in and just make him OP. Nah, I don't really like that, bro. Like that's annoying.
Definitely like literal plot armor.
Such literal plot armor,
It's like
bro.
it's like, oh, when are we gonna get our superpowers? And then Kano gets like the lasers,
Dude,
and then fucking
Kano getting the lasers was fucking hilarious, bro. They're just like all fucking roasting each other at the dinner table, and he's like, "Give me a fucking egg roll and shut the fuck up!" And like that's when his lasers came out. Like that was fire.
Kano's very racist, very problematic.
Dude,
he called Kung Lao Kung Pao, which is fire. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
He's a real character.
Yeah. I liked it.
It was good. It was good.
I liked it. Did I love it? I think I loved it a little bit.
I mean,
it's. I'm glad. I'm super glad it exists, and it's like coming back, and it's been pretty. I'm happy how well received it's been. Like a lot of like casual fans are just like, yeah, that shit was tight. Fuck yeah, and I'm like, yeah, there we go, cool. Because then we're gonna get another one. You feel me? Like,
I feel like it definitely met all of the like basic criteria for what you need for a Mortal Kombat movie.
And one thing I was gonna say though that I do want to see out of a sequel though is I want more saturated colors, man, because like everything was very gray. It was like MK.
It could have just been the RTV.
No, I watched it on my TV too, and like it's a very gray movie. Like it looks a lot like MKX, which was 2014, 15.
Damn.
Yeah.
But like that whole game is very very gray, lots of metal, dark
Yeah.
gray on
Yeah,
their
yeah.
shit. All the colors are kind
Gray
of
and brown,
toned down. Yeah, like brownish yellow versus like a neon vibrant yellow.
Yeah.
And I think even the new game, Mortal Kombat 11, they fucking brought those colors, made them pop because that's what the old games were fire. It was on the NES and shit. Like there's red ninja, blue ninja, green ninja.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like back then, it's like 16-bit color. It's like that's pretty much your options. Like you can't do like advanced earth
Shading,
tones.
yeah.
Like it's just like he's red, he's yellow. It's all just like primary colors or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. It's weird because it's like simultaneously Mortal Kombat is like one of the most like just like extremely violent, but also like the most like kind of like childish at the same time. Where it's just like, yeah, it's very just like campy, very like middle school notebook scribbles, like where like your teacher sees some shit that you draw and they're like, you're going to the office, dog. Like, what the fuck? I don't know.
He's ripping his fucking head off, bro.
Dude. They're like, oh shit, this kid knows too much. He knows about the island.
Bro.
We got to re-educate him.
Fun fact though is that the original Mortal Kombat's basically Enter the Dragon. It's like literally the same plot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like a lot of the video games around that time are very much just based off of movies around that time.
Yeah.
Like Enter the Dragon. I don't know what year was that. That was probably like not that
78. I
Okay,
think.
so that was like a bit before. Obviously,
That's an
that was a
iconic
good
movie,
Yeah,
though. That's
that was
a fucking classic.
definitely. So that was a good 15 or so years before MK. But then like we were just watching They Live the other day, and
dude.
it's like very clear that the character. I mean, obviously, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
Fucking Duke Nukem,
I'm
bro.
all out of cum.
Oh my god, dude! I need to finish that with you guys, bro, because that's been on my
Pretty good.
watch list for a minute.
I watched it twice now because I watched it again with Bobby. That was a pretty dope movie. It's like another movie where it's like the universe of it is fucking awesome, and there's like sick action scenes, but there's like so like little exposition to it where it's cool because it leaves you kind of guessing and it leaves you kind of thinking and doesn't over explain things. But it's like, man, I'm like, this movie. It's like I feel like a lot of movies, especially back in like the 80s and 90s, were like they would make it like a 2.5 hour movie, and then the fucking like editors and shit would be like, no, 90 minutes,
Dude.
for the stupid people.
So bad, yeah. That's a thing. I think the new Mortal Kombat could have been way longer. I think it could have had another maybe hour tacked onto it.
But I understand why they try to keep it at the hour and a half, just because obviously there's gonna be more. They probably honestly, the second one's probably almost done already.
I think they had to keep it that short because the main character is lightweight, unbearable.
He's
Honestly,
not. Yeah. He definitely is a create a character kind of character.
well,
Yeah,
like his
everybody else in the fucking movie is like significantly better at acting than that guy is.
even like Jackson Kano or Jackson Sonya are like some of my least favorite Mortal Kombat characters, and even they were. They were doing their part, like their job well. They were serving their part in the role. This
Serving
guy's
their fart.
serving that fart, bro. Son, don't anyway. No, but exactly. I'm just like, and again, I'm like, why are you gonna bring a new character to do this when you could just have any fucking character? Like, it could literally be like a character that people hate. You feel me? That was in one game, but you could just make them sick again. You feel me? Like, you could do that, but and I don't know. Like I said too, like. My problem was that too. It's like his fucking suit came out of nowhere, bro. Their powers came out of fucking nowhere. Just make them be fucking dope and fucking have powers. Like, I don't fucking know. I mean, like Kung Lao, Liu Kang, they can obviously just have powers. Like, that's fucking fine. They're monks and shit. Sonya, she just needs that thing on her. You feel me?
Yeah, it's very similar to like X-Men in a way.
Very much so, yeah.
But where it's just like they got to go through some like crazy shit, and then like right at the moment where shit's about to go down, then it's like it unlocks in them, and then they get the plot armor.
But I'm like, how's your plot armor just gonna like come out of your skin like that?
Yeah,
And it bothers me too how he waited until his girlfriend was literally about to get that orc dick, and then he's like, "All right."
Hey, Goro looked like Shrek, bro. Goro looked like Shrek. I could not stop seeing it, bro. The whole movie, Goro looked like Shrek. He had like that slight like lime green kind of vibe to him, bro.
Yeah.
And you could just tell he's very sweaty and damp to the touch. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That just reminded me of the fucking like orc from the Raid Shadow Legends commercials.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, they did Goro pretty dirty, bro, because he's actually like a really like he's fucking final boss and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and in the comics and stuff, like Jesus Christ, he goes fucking dumb. He's the king of all those forearm motherfuckers. He's the prince of them. So,
Yeah,
like,
he got rocked pretty fast.
He got
to be
rocked
honest.
so easy by a creative fighter, bro. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have done Liu Kang versus fucking Goro because we still haven't even seen that on screen. We've only seen
true.
Johnny Cage versus Goro, and Johnny Cage just punched him in the nuts and threw him off a cliff. Like, valid tactic, all right? Valid tactic, all right? Oh, I love the part when Scorpion fucking just straight socks Sub-Zero on the nuts, and he's all like, ha, I don't do shit. Like,
Damn. Those shits are shriveled, dude.
dude, I was like,
in the pool.
Talking about blue balls, man.
Huh?
no,
True.
someone said too, they were like, Jax losing his arm is like the Uncle Ben of Mortal Kombat.
They have to put it in every movie.
You have to fucking show it in every movie.
That's hella true.
Although I think Sub-Zero doing a meme like that's a good, because normally it's
Yeah.
Ermac. Ermac fucking like telekinesis his arms off. He like explodes them. I think fucking just seeing like his frostbitten arms off too. Like something like the gore was great. Like I think like a lot of very satisfying violent moments in that movie for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I think that about wraps it up on the MK.
Get high and watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a good get stoned and just watch a goofy, stupid movie. It's fun. Yeah, man. What else were we talking about? Dude, I found we were watching the Josh fight, and then I saw this other story also on USA Today, and it was about let's see. I just want to go through this one real quick because it's kind of funny. A woman was charged with a felony for not returning a VHS tape. She found out 21 years later. A Texas woman doesn't remember renting a VHS tape 22 years ago, let alone that she didn't return it. And the place she rented it from shut its doors more than a decade ago. But the unreturned tape led her to bring charged with a felony. Led her to being, oh, sorry, I'm just fucking blind, dude. Led her to being charged with a felony. Fuck, dude. Though the case was dismissed and expunged Wednesday, Karen McBride is Karen.
Of course, it's a fucking Karen, bro. She's like, I didn't know.
I would like to speak to the manager of Blockbuster.
He's been dead for 10 years.
Oh my god. Bro, did you hear they turned that last Blockbuster into like an Airbnb or something like that? I forget what it was.
That's sick,
It's like
actually.
you can fucking spend the night in a Blockbuster, bro. I'm
That's
so
weird,
down.
dude.
That'd be tight, bro.
Yeah.
Get lit, have the fucking like game night, bro.
Spend a night at the adult section.
Oh yeah, I'll fucking spend more than a night there.
So, so though the case was dismissed and expunged Wednesday, Karen McBride is looking into legal options. It's hurt me tremendously and my family, she told USA Today. It makes me madder and madder the more I think about it. McBride, 52, was charged with felony embezzlement of rental property in Oklahoma, where she previously lived in March 2000, more than a year after the tape of Sabrina the Teenage Witch was to be returned. Court's records show.
Damn,
Damn, we really do be living in a society, dog.
bro.
She believes her boyfriend at the time, who had 2 young daughters, rented the tape in her name. Son of a bitch. He had to have, McBride said. I know I didn't. She added, I've never even seen one episode nor the movie. McBride didn't find out about this. Is really like fucking breaking news, dude.
I love the level of coverage on this.
Yeah.
If only we could get this kind of coverage on like, any other kind of story
Yeah.
instead of fucking
Reporter on the scene. Damn, everybody just sees all my Sweetwater ads.
Nice.
Hey, look, hey. We got Lightning Dog over in the corner yucking it up back there. Dude, yeah, if anyone wants to buy us any of this shit right here, I'll take it. We got some mic preamps and some things like that, just buy it.
Is
Buy some shit.
Sweetwater like the opposite of Firewater, bro? Like,
Yeah. It's a music
What's the opposite of
Firewater?
sour fire?
What? Oh, true.
Sweet water and sour
Ooh,
fire.
sour fire.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's an idea. And then instead of selling people music equipment, we just steal people's music equipment.
Damn, you're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do some maintenance for you.
Yeah.
Not even to resell it, just to steal it.
So McBride didn't find out about the outstanding warrant against her until she tried to change her name on her license after getting married and moving to Texas from Oklahoma. when she emailed the Department of Motor Vehicles in November to set up an appointment as per COVID-19 protocols. She received a response on April 16th that she had to fix an issue in Oklahoma first. In the email response, she was giving a case number and the phone number to the courthouse. I called it, and the lady looked up to the reference number and told me it was a felony embezzlement. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Dude, understandably. That's crazy, dog.
That's hella funny, honestly. How is it embezzlement, though? Like, you're just like, I mean...
You stole some rental property, man.
I guess. Like,
Bring
well, I
it.
mean, I guess because the rent, the late fees just stack on, I guess.
Don't you know it's bad luck to steal from a Blockbuster?
I wonder how many people
Stealing from Blockbuster, are we?
I wonder how many people are in like that similar situation because you already know that they're fucking late fees racking up for days back in the day. Like
Her son just like finally cops to it. He's like, it was me. I jerked off to Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I'm sorry. Take me instead.
Haven't we all?
I know, right?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Every single night.
Shit.
To this day.
Yeah. Wow, dude. That's crazy. All right, well, you get the idea.
All right, yeah,
I just thought it was funny.
bro. They gotta put Sabrina the Teenage Witch in Mortal Kombat, bro.
No, Warner Brothers property. I love how in all Warner Brothers things they have to like call out to other Warner Brothers things because he's like Kano at one point he's like, no, now don't do any of that Harry Potter shit with me or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's because it's Warner Brothers or whatever. He called fucking or who is he called Liu Kang like Magic Mike or something.
Oh yeah. He's like, put a shirt off, Magic. Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all funny. They almost were gonna put Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the game, in the video game. I think that could have been pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Could have been pretty cool.
Damn, what an old franchise, man. Like,
Yeah, that's a throwback, bro. But you know,
Yep.
shout out to Joss Whedon, bro. He ain't done shit.
You see, he's a Joss and he's almost a Josh, but he's not. So he wouldn't be allowed at the Josh fight.
If
One
he
letter
went there,
away from being a sin.
Joss Whedon would have just been like executed on site, bro. Via pool noodle, decapitated with a pool noodle.
Damn.
Like you'd lack an H.
got to do a
Fuck
double
it
take
up.
on that ID when you're checking it, man.
Yeah. Let me pull up the meme blast and see what other fun things we had.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Zudecast meme blast. This is where all the dank memes are collected and compiled.
Yes.
Emphasis on the cum.
The compilation. Oh, this one's great. Too bad. See, we really are still working on the setup here because we don't have like a way that everybody can see like the screen and what's going on. But I mean, we can see it on the actual stream, but you guys can't see it. Or can you guys see it?
I have the
No.
yeah, I have a stream. I'm one
No,
of
my extended display is what fucked up the stream first, so I'm not going to use that ever again.
This is funny.
You can't do Wi-Fi. You got to use wires.
Apparently, man.
Let's see,
it's
what do
bad.
we got
Only
here?
wired. Only wired.
There was definitely some news.
Oh wait, did we ever get around to talking about Project Veritas and them fucking exposing those scumbags?
Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked a little bit about Veritas, but that's kind of like an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some wild shit in this memes. Too bad you guys can't see them.
I'm looking right at the chat. What
You're looking at it. So let's see. Do you guys want to talk about the California stuff?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah, so we got Caitlin Newsom versus Gavin Jenner fight.
Oh, okay.
MK Ultra style. Who's gonna
Oh
win?
shit.
So the signature, I think you just even pulled it up on the thing there. The signature threshold has been reached. It's not officially in progress yet, but it's about to go down. Gavin Newsom is getting the fuck out of office. Thank goodness.
Now, when did his term actually is supposed to end? Is the end of next year?
I'm not sure. I forget, but
Because
Not soon enough. I say.
like without a recall,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like
without a recall. Anyways, is that what you're saying?
yeah.
I
Because
don't know.
was it 2018 or 2019 that he got? I think it was 2019 that he started. Like it was because it was the midterm elections were November of 2018. So then 2019 I think is when he officially started. And how long is a governor's term? Like 2 years, 4 years? I don't fucking know. We, as you can tell, we do a lot of research on this show.
Right.
And like really try to just present nothing but the facts. The vaccine. Take your dose of the vaccine.
Gavin Newsom approval rating, bro?
Let's see.
No.
Let's just look up some shit. Wow. All right, let's just go. I like just reading like normie news because it's funny sometimes. God, fucking these fucking continue without
Oh
supporting.
yeah, so he started January 7th, 2019
Okay,
was when he started being the governor.
so technically, they're cutting him short by
That's what a recall is. Yes.
right. Epic. Fucking. So we got from NBC News here. Is this recent? Let's see. This is today. Yeah, perfect. A mayor, a pastor, and an adult film star. Who's running against California Governor Gavin Newsom in recall election? We still have a long way to go on the candidates, said Rob Stutzman, a Republican strategist who worked in former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's administration. So Arnold actually won kind of in a similar thing.
Yeah.
Because there was another adult film star that ran against because who was it at that point? Was it fucking who was the governor?
It was,
was Jerry Brown or not Jerry Brown?
It was Gray Davis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck that fool.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about him, but fuck him.
No, I remember it was fuck that fool. It was like over a power crisis or
Right.
whatever, where California power.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
And they were like, he like fucked up really bad, and
Yeah. Fuck him.
fuck him. Imagine like getting hired for a job and then like everybody just hates you because you suck at your fucking job, and then they say you're out of here. We are going out of our way to not only not let you finish doing what you're doing, we're gonna get you out early, and we're gonna put Caitlyn Jenner in your place.
Yeah.
So yeah, Caitlyn Jenner announced that she will be running for fucking governor in the recall
Yeah.
race, bro. Which Jesus.
So it's like, be careful what you wish for, right? Because we're like, I can't get Gavin Newsom out of here, and then it's just like, oh, cool, Caitlyn Jenner. All right.
And she's running as a Republican too, which I find very
Which
interesting.
is, so prior to what, Reagan, when Reagan was fucking governor of California, like years and years ago, it's been a hot minute since a Republican won in California. The only way it happened was because it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was
more of an independent.
He's a rhino, definitely.
Yeah.
Republican in name only. So let's see. Nearly 20 years have passed since California voters recalled a governor and voted a Republican to office. With more than 1.6 million valid signatures, the latest effort became official, and Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom will face a yet-to-be-determined number of contenders later this year. He's got to go through a big fucking tournament. They got to go to Epstein's Island and fight. No, actually, it would be on
Newsom's already been there. You already know.
yeah, they all have to fight it out. It's like a battle royale, and they all start like in different points inside of Alcatraz.
Oh, yeah.
And they all have to it's like a stealth battle or whatever, and it's just like
Have to like craft weapons and shit,
Yeah,
bro.
so
Like
fucking-
you
Yeah.
like break bars to make a shiv and like
that'd be awesome.
yeah.
We should do shit like that. Why don't we do shit like that? You know, mix it up a little bit. Fuck this voting shit.
Dude, honestly, bro, I think it's been proven that voting is like pretty weak sauce. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But
So-
man, go ahead.
what are you gonna say?
What you're telling me is real life Hunger Games, but between politicians.
Yeah, it should be the reverse, where it's like the politicians have to fucking kill each other to vie for our approval.
Fuck it.
That would be awesome.
Let's
Yeah.
vote that in.
That makes so much more sense to me.
Yeah. So let's see. At least 9 people have declared their intentions to run, including Caitlyn Jenner, the Olympian and transgender activist, former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer. Faulconer and Faulkner.
Yeah.
Man, he needs to talk to Hawk Newsom.
Gonna go back to Hawk Newsom.
I'm Hawk Newsom.
Where's Chet
And
Hanks been, though, bro?
businessman John Cox again.
Oh my god.
Great.
That guy's such a fucking douchebag. I
He's
remember
just
him the
a-
last time around, like, oh my god, he's such a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing where I'm just like, part of me almost wants to see just any Republican win California just to see people shit their pants. But at the same time, I'm like, those are our options, Caitlyn Jenner or fucking John Cox. Which, like, John Cox is such just like a boring ass, like, typical Republican, like, has no fucking balls to him. It's just,
He's just like,
Caitlyn Jenner's got more balls than
Caitlyn Jenner is a legend. Okay.
a stunning and brave woman.
I was actually interested to say, like, if Caitlyn Jenner is seriously gonna run, I hate to say this, but I would be very interested in looking up what Bruce had to say about shit back in the day. Like, actually, and I know that's not like relevant. I mean, I don't know, but that would just give me more context to this. Like, you know, what are they actually trying to say? You know, between the two of them. Right. Because I mean, you're a fucking world class athlete. I mean, I'm sure you know, and they're you know in league with one of the most fucking you know well known families in all of you know pop culture right now.
That's true.
I mean, I'm sure she knows her shit. You know, it just depends. I don't know. You know, I mean, I'm sure she has some idea of what she wants to do. Is what I mean more so by that.
It's definitely another like very like just Trump kind of situation.
Very much so.
Well, it's also very interesting to see as soon as Caitlyn Jenner decided that she was running, the left are just like completely smearing her. I heard, what was it, Joy Behar on The View basically just like misgendered Caitlyn Jenner, which is like, God. So it's like, oh, it's like always like respect transgender women rights, you know, all this stuff that's like pro-trans until there's a trans person that's running as a Republican.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
And then it's fuck them. That's Bruce. And Bruce killed a guy with his car. You know, it's
that's like, another thing. Never forget that yeah, someone's dead because of you know Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah,
buckle up,
true.
Buckaroo. You know,
Buckaroo.
It's really bad, you know. No, that's also too like when Ray Lewis, bro, just straight fucking killed someone and then got off and then went to win a Super Bowl the fucking next year. And I was like, I remember there was a meme going around. He's all like, "Damn, this Super Bowl got me so excited. I'm gonna want to kill someone again." Like, it's like that's what's gonna happen, bro. Caitlin's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's so exciting. I'm gonna kill someone again in my car."
Yeah.
No, but I was gonna say is that everybody's raving about like intersectionality is the future, and it's like yes, it is. So now that we're getting fucking you know trans Republican candidates,
right?
It's like what isn't this what you fucking wanted?
Right.
Like you motherfucker. No, what you really meant is that you want everybody to be a fucking you know in league with your fucking views.
To be in lockstep with your right.
Dude, I was just like I went over to a friend's house to go you know sell you know some cartridges and stuff, and fucking oh my, it was just I don't know, just the tire like it was there's my friend's sibling, and I'm not talking shit about anybody, but you know just no context, you know he's just popping off about like Republicans are destroying this country, and I was like,
you're the people they warned us about.
Oh my god, dude,
we were warned about people like you. Yeah,
dude,
no, people go extreme with that shit.
Dude, no, seriously, I was like, dude, I don't understand how you could like look around at what's going on and be like, oh, this is all Republicans' fault. It's like they're all like a bunch of little shriveled dick motherfuckers, but if anything, it's like there's shriveled dick motherfuckers not doing anything,
exactly,
and the other people are actively sticking their dicks into everything. Like
exactly, right? It's like that's very true. It's like how can Republicans be destroying shit when they really don't do shit, or they're not destroying things, but they're kind of letting things get destroyed.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair
by like. You know,
I just that level of hate though. You feel me? It's like that level of like disdain that they can't let go of, bro. Is something that like I was also you know looking up this thing about like I think it was called like mass. It's not mass hysteria, but it's like mass like fucking. I can't remember what the word was, but it's basically talking about how you know people's vulnerability and their you know in times of transition and fear and shit like. Shit can spread like a disease. You feel me? Like you know, ideological shit and people like. I mean, it's like the witch hunts and shit. That was the example he used. Really, he's like, you know, a bunch of people, you know, got put on trial, got you know, mob rule because everybody thought what was going on. You know, they fit their narrative in to fit their reality. You feel me? They created a narrative to fit their reality, and then they, you know, what's the word? They fucking ostracize people as a means of coping, you know what I mean? And I feel I don't know, I need to watch the video again and, you know, talk a little better about it, but it's a trip, man. There has to be someone to hate, you feel me? There has to be like an enemy.
There's got to be the scapegoat.
And like he was talking about like, oh, Tucker Carlson every day finds another way to be a despicable human being. I'm all like, God. I could see that, how he's annoying, but I'm like, I don't even really feel like I've heard anything like that fucking, you know, unacceptable by him.
People, like they don't watch it. They're just like they just watch Tucker Carlson's competition talk shit about Tucker Carlson because they're trying to take him down because he is number one in cable news. He's either number one or number two on any given night in cable news at any other time. And it's about Tucker Carlson in particular. It's very interesting, right? Because I've definitely heard some shit from Tucker Carlson that I like disagree with on some level. But
Definitely.
he is the most anti-war, anti-military industrial complex cable news host that I can even think of at any point, and he's the number one cable news host. So it's very interesting that, you know, he is the one that gets shit on by the rest of the media, you know, complex, and then also the Pentagon. And, you know, everybody's like trying to make him out to be this like super villain, but it's like really he's speaking out and like telling some truth about some real shit. And he's kind of red pilled a lot of Republicans a little bit about stuff like war and about stuff like, you know, even like with the cops, like he's not just like always like pro cop no matter what. Like he's got more like of a reasonable take than a lot of these other fucking clowns.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they just want you to fear him and his bow tie.
I feel like, you know, I think that's a good point to transition to too, because we like let me see. Sorry. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Damn it, I'm so sorry.
Everyone that's can I just say like everyone that's principled that has like real takes about real shit, they end up getting taken down by just like woke activists. And you know, like even with Bernie Sanders, it's like Bernie Sanders is right about a lot of stuff about, you know, it's like, yeah, he's like telling the truth about shit about like the 1% or whatever. And then so they try to fucking take him down and saying like, oh, look at Bernie Sanders supporters, they're like Nazi brown shirts or whatever. Or remember when it's like, oh, he was being sexist to Elizabeth Warren or whatever.
Oh my God,
They
yeah.
try to take down every principled leftist or every principled conservative by using the woke tactics against them. Instead of like actually attacking what they actually, the actual argument, they're just like, oh, he slapped a girl on the ass one time or whatever, so let's cancel him, so that the only people that are left are just fucking, you know, goose stepping fucking wokies.
Yeah.
And that's not good. So that happens on the left and the right.
So how do you think that's gonna taking it back to Caitlin Newsom and Gavin Jenner? How do you think that's gonna play out here, man? I mean, do you think that there's gonna be, because I mean, we're already starting to see it. People are already starting to diss on Caitlyn Jenner, which, you know, again, I'm sorry, you know, the validity of what kind of, you know, pathos that comes to your mind, you know, by saying, you know, Caitlyn Jenner, the trans icon, which I'll say trans icon. That's fair. I'd say, you know, it's probably one of the most famous trans people. You know, I genuinely want to see like what's gonna happen. How are people gonna show up? That is a wrench in the gears for sure, man. A trans Republican, like I think that's a huge wrench in the gears, and I think that a lot of people are actually gonna gravitate to something like that.
She's a white man. They have to start being transphobic against her, but then they're like, it's okay because it's okay because she's a Republican.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. No, and I just cannot fucking like believe how quickly like people let go of like any sense of principles, man. There's no standard. There's no unifying standard that you judge everybody across the spectrum from. And
well,
that's what
they kind of go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I would just say that I always have trouble with like a lot of people like defining, you know, what I would call myself and stuff. But I'm like, I don't know. All I know is that I do hold everybody to the same fucking standard. And if you're being a fucking psycho, control freak on the left or on the right, you're either way, you're a fucking loser. You know what I mean? You're fucking, you know, I don't know. That's all it comes down to me, bro. Just liberty, motherfucker. Like, don't put your fingers in shit. Don't put your fingers in other people's food. How about that? There you go.
Or their shit.
Yeah. So this article does kind of go into that, like what you were just talking about. So, longtime Republican Caitlyn Jenner, the former Olympian and reality TV star, announced her bid for governor last week, pitching herself as a compassionate disruptor who will campaign on solutions and providing a roadmap back to prosperity. Quote, for the past decade, we have seen the glimmer of the Golden State reduced by one-party rule that places politics over progress and special interests over people. Sacramento needs an honest leader with a clear vision, Jenner said in a statement. Jenner renounced President Donald Trump But LGBTQ groups slammed her candidacy, citing her previous support for Trump, who they say worked to undo protections for the trans community. Make no mistake. Wait, this part's good. Make no mistake. This is some Twitter fucking check mark. Make no mistake. We can't wait to elect a hashtag trans governor of California. But Caitlyn Jenner spent years telling the hashtag LGBTQ plus community to trust Donald Trump. And we saw how that turned out. Retweeted Equality California, a statewide nonprofit civil rights organization. So how did that turn out?
How did it turn out? That's
How
what
did
I'm
it
saying.
turn out?
How did that turn out, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, dude. I feel like there's a whole sense of like denying agency. And this is, and I'll call me transphobic. This is something that I have seen. I feel like a lot of people who identify with aspects of like LGBT and stuff, they deny their own agency. They say, oh my God, if a politician's elected, I'm not going to be able to live my life. And it's like, just live your fucking life, dude. Like and that's what I remember you're getting on about that at my party. You're like, doesn't matter who the fuck you vote for. Just live your fucking life. You can put your vote into the air and that happens.
Yeah.
And I get it. There's things I can't understand about transitioning and about feeling like, and being in a place that's less accepting of that kind of shit too. Because I've been in places that are more racist and stuff, and it's tense. I'm not gonna lie. Even for me, I'm a light-skinned Mexican kid, and there's been times where it's like, yeah, I'm Benny Benito in the room. You feel me? Like, so I don't know, but exactly, it's like, how did it turn out, huh? Besides from hysteria being propagated by activist groups like
Gavin Newsom has taken far more of the average Californian trans person's rights away than Donald Trump did by a fucking mile.
I think so.
I don't know, Bobby. What you think? You've been quiet.
I don't know, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not sure that I care if she wins or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a joke.
It would be interesting.
It's kind of a joke, honestly. Like political races in general to me are just now like kind of a joke because people are going to be mad no matter what fucking happens. And, I'm just here to watch the fallout.
Right.
I just want to see the narrative disrupted, man. It's like something's got to give. I was talking about this lately, and I was just like, something big has to happen soon because you can't keep going in this cycle, man. Like, and like, what I was gonna kind of bring it to police violence and shit too. It's like this shit's never gonna end. This cycle's never gonna end if we keep it up like this. And it's like, I feel like there's not even a discussion about what to do anymore. It's just this discussion saying it needs to stop. And it's like, that's nice. It does need to stop, but there's no practical solution. There's no sense of like, and same thing with these politicians and shit. It's like, something's got to give soon, what can people do to fucking, switch up what's happening, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I think, we're starting to hold the cops accountable in some aspect, with some of the like verdicts that have been going on. I think for the most part, especially with like the Derek Chauvin thing, we can kind of, go back and forth on like, oh, should it have been second degree or third degree or manslaughter or whatever. But it's like at some point, pretty much everyone was kind of on the same page as like, yeah, this guy like did some terrible shit and he should be behind bars. And I'm not gonna fucking die on that hill, even if I think maybe he should have only gotten third degree instead of second degree, or instead of all counts. I'm gonna be like, well, guess what? Like at the end of the day, Derek Chauvin is a cop. And, he would have had no problem arresting any one of us for, if he was told to like, arrest someone over the lockdown violations or over firearm possession or over anything like that, he would have done it. Cause it's like, and it's not that it's just like all cops are like all like bad, evil people, but it's just like at the end of the day, that's like that they took an oath to,
serve the state.
To serve the state and enforce the laws, no matter how stupid or fucked up the laws are. So at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna go above and beyond to try and fucking defend someone that is just the teeth of the state. Like they're not really your friends. And I think like I said, Republicans were starting to get red pilled on the cops a little bit. They're like, wait, so you mean when we say come and take it? Like with the guns, it's like, yeah, it's like, dude, that's going to be the cops that come and take it from you.
I don't understand how there can be like narratives of like, you know, exactly. It's like there's so much disdain and animosity towards the police force. But then there's all this like praise for shit like, you know, I mean, thankfully we're getting like, we're kind of hitting, I feel like we're kind of hitting the tail end of like lockdown shit being a thing, hopefully. Hopefully we're hitting the tail end of that. But with pro lockdown shit, exactly, like they're totally excited to see you shut the fuck down and they don't care because it was police that were coming into people's private small businesses and arresting them and finding them and ruining their fucking lives and taking away their licenses and shit. And even if it's not directly a cop, it'd be a state agent, you feel me, that is doing that from different departments. And so I don't know. And again, too, it's like if you want to talk about gun control, exactly, yeah, they're going to come take your fucking guns if it comes down to it like that, which a lot of people want it to. A lot of people want it to, but it's like, you can't.
Well, we're seeing like record high numbers of first time gun buyers over like the last month too. I mean, people
all of Sacramento is practically sold out of their guns, ammo, all of it.
Straight
like,
up.
I went in to try and go look just because, you know, getting this new house and everything. I'd rather be armed. I'd rather be protected. And I can't go anywhere and find what I want. And it's kind of terrible because we have our Second fucking Amendment. I believe that we should all be able to have a strap if we need it.
Did you guys hear that there's a new Supreme Court case going up where they're going to determine on a federal level if open carry is constitutional or not? Which I believe could be very interesting because I feel like part of the thing too these days of why everybody's so afraid of guns is because they don't fucking see them ever. You feel me? Right. If it's like, I mean, back in the Wild West and shit, it's like, dude, everybody had that thing on them because it was like, it was that kind of day. You had to protect yourself, you know?
Now it's a lot of concealed carry.
I feel like that would actually be a lot better in the sense of like, hey, say if people did open carry constantly all the time, I feel like people would be more understanding and less of, oh my God, it's a gun, and be like, oh wow, that's a pretty gun you got there.
Yeah, which I mean too, it's like someone said too, that's like, it's, I mean, cars, I mean, it's like cars, you know what I mean? Cars are fucking dangerous, bro. People die from cars all the time.
Well, to make like a similar analogy, people used to ride horses all the time too, and now there's people who are straight up terrified of like literally tiny animals. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So,
well, in a sense, the open carry laws are almost the same thing as like.
can you grab me one, Eli?
Or no, not open carry, but like concealed carry laws are almost kind of the same as the like the trans bathroom laws or whatever. You know, it's like, bro, you probably see someone that's packing and you don't even know they're packing. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the concealed firearm.
If you got good doctors and enough surgeries, you can become indistinguishable.
That's true. You just get a gun surgically grafted onto your body.
Be like that fool from Final Fantasy, bro. Like
I keep that motherfucking thing on me, dude. Oh yeah. That guy's sort of like Jax almost. Oh yeah. Seems like Barrett or whatever. Yeah. Definitely inspired by. Okay, wait. So where are we going with this? I forget.
Caitlin Newsom versus Gavin Jenner fighting to the death.
Well, okay, because you were saying there's got to be some sort of event, some sort of like. There's got to be like some kind of singularity almost where it's just like, okay, there's got to be a
unifying
an event here.
Unifying factor.
It's
and I
the
think
split of California.
Like maybe. I think what we were kind of talking about or alluding to earlier was with the whole Project Veritas thing, man. If this lawsuit against Twitter, and I think aren't they suing CNN now?
They're suing CNN as well, yeah.
I mean, dude, because if CNN goes down, like that's like the fall of the fucking empire. Like, the corporate press is essentially just a branch of the government at this point.
I do believe so. Yeah. And I mean, they straight up, you know, I mean,
and the big tech companies are in like a de facto branch of government at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them.
It's like, oh, like, I don't know. It's like some people are so obsessed with like, oh, it's the corporations that are doing all the bad. Or it's like, oh, it's the government that's doing all the bad. It's like, dog, they're kind of one and the same at this point. Like, it's like, don't just shill for one and fucking, you know, shit on the other, because it's like they're both just yucking it up while we're, you know, like people are shilling for, you know, Jeff Bezos or shilling for Elon. Even I like Elon, but it's like at a certain point, it's like, yeah, you got to know like all or most of these people are all fucking in cahoots, and they're all just like yucking it up as they basically just fuck us all over.
It's gonna turn real Cyberpunk 2077.
Definitely.
And start some corporate wars. Some shit like that.
What I don't understand though is like people's inability to see. It's like, okay, you got like the left being like the 1%. The 1% is what's taking us all down. They're the ones who are fucking us over. It's like, okay, so they're also like, fuck big companies, fuck corporations. They exploit our labor and shit like that too.
Yep.
But then it's like, but just CNN's fine. All that shit. It's like, dude, I just it's just the talking points, bro, that get rehashed up. I mean, there's no connective tissue between anything, a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Because exactly, I mean, it's like, 1% and fucking, 1% gap inequality. What do you think? Because then you have your conservatives who are like, oh, Hollywood, liberal Hollywood, freaking out. It's all like,
Right.
And that's
It's like y'all talking about pretty much the same people.
that is
A lot of the same people.
It's like, do not forget. I mean, Obama was schmoozing with movie stars and shit
Yeah.
too. It's like these people are on the same level of status as the fucking president. You feel me? Like
we're
the same
watching
level of
a-
fucking
yeah.
glory and
Yeah.
fanfare. There we go, fanfare.
The whole woke movement. This is like I've just been watching. I've been watching a lot of Dave Smith lately because he was just on Joe Rogan again, and one of the points he made is that like basically what's going on at this point is that there's essentially just a corporate takeover of the left, like, and like they made like a deal with the devil in the sense where they have to like instead of like in Occupy Wall Street. All these leftists was like, you're the 1%, we're the 99%. We can overpower you. We can make you change the way you run your companies or whatever. But then they're like, all right, how about we settle for this? The board executives or whatever. They're like, all right, let's settle for this. We get Robin DiAngelo to come in and give us like woke, like racist training. And then we like self-flagellate and like call ourselves racist and then carry on about our business the exact same way we did before, not giving a fuck, accumulating all of the wealth. And, if you don't go along with the anti-racist stuff, because there's a lot of like principled leftists who, I mean, even as like someone I consider myself more of like a center right and libertarian kind of guy. Like I acknowledge like there's a lot of like solid leftists out there, like, there's like Noam Chomsky or like there's a lot of these like journalists and stuff, Glenn Greenwald and like all these cats who are like principled on this shit and they don't fall for the woke bullshit and they're being like taken out one by one,
Well, I'm pretty sure I heard recently too is like Chomsky says like some just straight like woke shit and it's all like, yeah, Chomsky, that's what you gotta say. And it's like you can tell you to save a neck, you feel me? Like that's what it comes down to.
People just don't want the pressure. It sucks.
Yeah.
They're basically, it's like I feel like all like most of like the real like philosophical minds and shit are like being held hostage.
I feel
by
like
the woke mob.
Philosophy is even like being like, I mean, there's like big philosophical ideas that are just totally being not discussed right now and shit, about morality and about ethics because nobody wants to think about, morality and ethics and shit right now. They want to fucking, say what they want to do and say what they want. And I don't know. It's rough, man. No, because I was going to say too, like one of the biggest fucking examples of what you're talking about right there too, of the, self-flagellation and the, being a mouthpiece saying what people want to hear so that they don't go gunning for you.
Right.
Because it makes them happy is, LeBron we were fucking, we were going to talk about this. LeBron James, first of all, one of the first like times that, I mean, just his relationship with China, man, is not okay. He can't really say shit about social rights or social justice when you have contracts and support and doing all this shit shilling for the Chinese government. And I'm tired of, I'll say it till the day I die. This is the same government that committed, the Great Leap Forward and shit, bro. And the Cultural Revolution. And what they did in the Cultural Revolution, that same tactics, it's the same thing as this woke movement, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up. They were
Struggle
like,
sessions.
yeah, you got a bunch of young people hot and angry. You get them to go out, say, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about this, and then you get your higher up people to get whoever they want to put them up in power.
Right.
But, LeBron James, very much so, he like takes an investment into what is hot right now. And there was a picture of him reading a Malcolm X book. And they're like, oh, what do you think about that? It's like, oh, it's pretty good. He's pretty smart.
Yeah.
And it's like,
he's on page 1.
Malcolm X would rip you a new asshole, LeBron James. Malcolm X would fucking destroy you.
Right.
Dude, you are everything Malcolm X fucking despises, bro. straight the fuck up. You are a mouthpiece, a corporate mouthpiece. You know, that is just regurgitating what the fucking press is
Right.
moving up. Like, it's fucked up. Like,
And it's probably mostly like just like rich white motherfuckers that are basically kind of telling him what to say. And he's really just trying to. It's like I don't even get it. It's like why? It's like you're the most like beloved like basketball player. You have so much clout just from real like merit. Like right? Like I don't watch sports really, but like clearly like everybody fucking loves him because he's one of the best basketball players in the world, right? So it's like I don't see why he constantly has to go out and like hop on every single issue and be like, especially when he's like so clearly like ill-informed on it. Like this whole thing with like the Micaiah Bryant situation or whatever, where, he posted the image of the cop,
officer,
the cop that, that shot that 16-year-old girl who was like, waving a knife around, and it was a whole situation. Right. And, before the fucking facts are out there, really, it's just like, oh, here's a picture of the cop. He's next. You're next. And it's like, we got to have accountability for these police officers. Accountability. But then once he finds out or someone tells him, it's like, hey, that's not actually what happened. Maybe you should take that down. He's like, oh, yikes. And then just takes it down, deletes it. And then it's like, where's your accountability then? Where's your accountability for just like lying to your millions of followers, who most of them will probably see that and be like, that's so fucked up. What happened? What the fuck? And then not engage on it again. They're not going to look back. They're like, well, this is what LeBron tweeted the one time and I saw that, and now that's just my version of reality. Instead of going back and look at it, and it's like, oh, what actually happened in this particular instance with this cop and with this girl.
You know what's tough, man, is the body cams was such a Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Because now we can see what happened, but now everybody can fit what happened into their subjective narrative and shit.
And there's a lot of editing and doctoring.
Well, editing and doctoring, and also just people will just continue to fit, what they see to what they want to believe.
Yeah, they've got a myriad of content to just pick and choose from,
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, dude. Like, I mean, I'm not one. I'm fucking. My house got raided by the cops, and I don't ever try. The only reason I try to. There we go. Drink every time I bring that shit up.
I was trying to get a counter on the stream deck setup for you.
No, seriously, like no fucking joke though. It's like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it was fucked up. I mean, it's super fucked up and it's scary and it's bad, But and I've been against cops being fucked up since high school. I was saying about that. I was talking about cases like this shit going on in high school and shit because they were already getting ready. Obama was getting ready to fucking just take away all sorts of civil liberties like that. And so to me, the whole thing when it comes down to body cam and cops killing people, it's like cops should not kill innocent, unarmed people. That's my argument. Now, a lot of,
I think everyone agrees on that, like in principle at least.
I'm just sick of like, I don't know. It's like, because situations get tense, man. Fights get tense.
Yeah.
Altercations get tense.
Yeah.
Crazy motherfuckers with knives and getting in cars and shit like that. It's like, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, man.
Right.
And a lot of these cases, you've seen how many times I will go through, watch the footage and judge for myself what I think happened, where the cop went wrong, where the suspect went wrong, and just the shitstorm that happened that led up to it. And it's not, I don't know, it's rough. Especially with this, this poor thing about, a fucking, was she like 14, 15?
16.
Either way, man, like when I was 13, I almost got fucking, you remember when we had that big fight? I had that big fight in middle school, it was hella people, and some kid tried to fucking stab me with the pencil, bro. Like it's that fucking, it's shit like that. Fuck, I don't even know where I was going with that, but it's just tragic, man. I mean, it sucks.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, what I feel like is particularly kind of, I'm not a person that really gets offended, but it's like, it is kind of offensive in a way that people are immediately jumping on this story. And I've seen tons of people that I know personally being like, oh, this is so fucked up. Like, oh, or like I posted, or what was it? There was like a meme. Someone was like, when are we going to start treating a 16-year-old black girl with a knife the same way we treat a teenage white boy with an AR-15, as if like this is the same situation as like a mass shooting type of incident or whatever. Because it's like what happened was, I mean, it's like the cop rolled up onto the scene you know, and I'm not here to like be a fucking bootlicker, but it's like the cop rolled up onto the scene. It's like there's a stabbing going on. Like there's a fucking someone's wilding out with a knife. And then he shows up and it's like this fucking split second decision where it's just like, okay, here's the person with a knife aiming towards someone else's neck. And it's like, well, this cop, and then the cop made the decision, which is like, it's like, dude, if I was the parent of the other girl who was about to get stabbed and then was, you could say, saved. I mean, if I was that girl's parent, I would have been like, well, yeah. And it's like, that's tragic that had to happen. But it's like, you know, it's like that cop like saved my kid's life at that point. And it's like, we do all this and they go out and they interview, you know, the girl that got shot, you know, they interview her parents or whatever. And it's like, oh, she was so nice and she was so great. And it's like, I'm sure everybody's nice and great until one day they aren't.
Wasn't she having problem? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna act like I, you know too much about, but it's like, wasn't her parents part of the problem there? Like, wasn't she having problems with her parents?
Probably.
And
I thought she was part like a foster kid.
So what was happening was, I'm pretty sure she was getting bullied by the other girls that were there.
Right.
And they started, you know, pushing the issue, and then she ended up calling the cops because the girls were outside of her house, and then an altercation sparked. And she started fighting with the girls, and then that's where it comes to the video of the cop. You know, there's actually video of the next door neighbor's, you know, cam, and it shows her pulling out the knife, getting ready to stab the other girl,
right?
And you know, the rest happens.
Yeah, like, and when you open the, like you said, the Pandora's box with the body cams, it's like, you can edit the video. The video has been edited down on some networks where, you know, they're like, we're going to not show this part because of graphic content. But it's like, but really what they're doing is editing the video out, freeze framing before the knife is visible on camera. And then all you hear is gunshots. And you're like, oh my God, they just killed this kid in cold blood for no reason. This cop doesn't care about black lives. He's a vicious racist. But to me, to compare this situation to the George Floyd situation is like offensive to George Floyd's family, even because it's clearly not the same thing. It's like, oh, it's like this cop doesn't care about black lives because he'll just shoot a black child, and it's like, but he also saved another black child. So it's like it's not even like, oh, one was white and one was black, and he like it's just like. See, this is what is he supposed to do? Just not show up? It's like, you know what? It's like, and he's I forget where was this? Was it in Minneapolis or no? Where was it? I forget. But it's like after the point with all these fucking cities, they're like, defund the police. Okay, do it. Fucking defund the police in these places. If they don't want to have them anymore, all right, try it. Give it a shot. If that's what Minneapolis wants, if that's what New York wants, if that's what these different cities wants, if that's what Chicago wants, okay, do it. And let's see how it goes. And I'm non-ironically saying that as someone that believes it's like we have, you know, states' rights to choose how they want to govern their own people. And if people vote and if people decide that they don't want cops in their city, okay.
I have said that this whole thing, racism itself is a battle of words. Racism, from what I've learned in my education, is a carefully, meticulously crafted thing from the forces that be in the government and shit. What dictates, you know, racism? You have to be very specific because back in the day, they were specific in order to divide us. Yeah. So when you say defund the police, that's going to go away from the police officers straight right into the mayor or the fucking DA's pockets, bro. And so you have to be careful about what you fucking say. I've been saying, you know, reallocate and shit, you know, or audit the police.
Sure.
You know, or you know, hold them up to some sort
more
of accountability.
Accountability,
you know what I mean? But, you know, and I don't see why there's no other fucking, like, push for, like, other departments to be created to, you know.
Oh, God, let's please not create any more departments.
Well, not even, you know, just that, but it's like there's no push to actually do anything about it and have accountability. There's just pushes for abolishment. Right. And abolishment of anything is just fucking... That's just such a knee jerk to society, man. You know, to just outright get rid of anything. Like, what if I was say we're just getting rid of cars tomorrow? Like, you know. Right.
Well, and it's a lot of these. Like, it's like a lot of just like, again, just like white liberals who are suburban who don't have to live in these areas, and it's a lot of rich, you know, Hollywood people who don't have to live in these areas dictating what should happen to people that live in these areas. And it's like, I bet you if you ask people that live in that fucking neighborhood, it's like, do they want cops to just be out of the picture entirely? It's like, they're going to say no. Like, if anything, a lot of time they'll say that they need more. And it's like, if you're going to, you know, it's like, what are their other options there? Just, it's like, all right, well, if you don't want cops to be involved, then it's like, fine. Then 16-year-old girls should just stab each other with knives. And then
Well,
the
that's
cop.
what they want, isn't it? It's just
Right,
all
because
the black people to kill each other off, and then when you know when that's done, they can use the few remaining black people as sort of martyrs on the media to be killed by white people, and then serve their narrative. They never fucking care when it's black on black.
Right, because if there was no cop there, if there was no, especially a white cop, even if it was a black cop and that happened, probably it wouldn't have been the story that it was because it doesn't serve the same narrative. If it had just been the story where it's like, oh, black girl stabs another black girl, it would have fucking gone by just like every other fucking story where it's like, oh, 7-year-old girl killed in a McDonald's from crossfire from a gang-related drive-by shooting. Like, no one gives a fuck. It happens every day. No one cares. And then it's like, I don't know. It's whatever, man. It's like you can't fucking win. So after a point, it's like, fine, give the people what they want. Maybe it's like let's see how the solution works out. And maybe it'll go great. Maybe it'll go great. You know,
I just think it's naivety to want to fucking abolish police and then fucking say no guns either.
Right.
Are you fucking stupid?
Then right. If it's like, I'll say, hey, abolish the police as long as we are Second Amendment absolutists. And everyone should be issued a gun. Have a fucking gun for everyone. Like when you turn fucking 18, you get a gun.
I mean,
you choose.
Barring, you know, like severe mental illness, I don't see like the innate problem with that. I mean, aside from the cost of distributing guns to every single fucking American.
Yeah.
I think that
Everybody should be trained on that shit.
Really?
Yeah,
They used to teach it in elementary school.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think definitely getting a gun license should be as common as getting as a driver's license, man.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, again, too, it's like if that's the kind of society we're living in, like that's got to be it, man. I mean, people actually, I don't know, you know, I think that, yeah, if you're gonna have less cops, you gotta have more guns. Like you gotta have more, you know, and you also have to have less like statutes of like, you know, non-tolerance, like self-defense and shit. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to be able to fucking defend yourself. People are going to try and rob you. Rapes are going to go up. There's going to be all kinds of fucking problems that they don't want that, you know, are going to occur and are going to, you know, who's going to get affected by that?
Right.
PLC communities. Like,
There's just not really one solution to it. But I'm like, hey, if certain states or certain cities or municipalities want to run their city or the way they want to, okay, try it, and you know, see what happens. And I
pray for those people.
After a point, it's like, okay, if you really, you know, because it's like, it's like, would you have preferred just the regular cop solution, which is maybe show up a little bit late, maybe on purpose, be like, oh no, she already got stabbed by the time I got here. Well, I'm just gonna fill out the paperwork and just fucking file that down as a report. Okay, well, I've done my part here as the cop. It's like this was like one of the only situations I've seen recently in terms of all these different like cop situations where it's like this is pretty much an open and shut fucking case. You know?
Yeah, you can see what happens.
You see what happens, and it's like that is literally the like stereotype situation that people always say, oh, that never happens, where it's a good guy with a gun rushes in and saves someone's life in a fucking, you know, in a stressful, you know, a tense moment. But it's like, that is literally what happened. And maybe there's some context or something that I don't know that maybe other people are saying that changes the dynamic of the situation. But as far as I can tell, I'm like,
the thing is too though, is that it's like, if we're saying that, you know, that this girl was being bullied, drag those other bitches through the mud, dude. Drag the girls who were fucking harassing this girl, Makia or whatever her name is.
Yeah,
that was her name, right? Makia,
something
like that. But like, why is there there's no accountability for them for harassing her,
No.
for threatening her.
But harassment is not the same as going to lunge at someone with a knife.
It can be, okay? Either way, and I'm saying too, with how fickle society is, no one's even having that thought. You feel me?
Yeah.
Of what was going on? Talking to those people, being like, "What the fuck was your problem, huh?
Yo, see,
what
the problem-
what did you do to contribute to the situation, huh? What were you doing here harassing this girl that she felt she needed to come out here with a knife and fucking stab you, huh?"
The problem with that,
Isn't that
too,
victim
though,
blaming a little bit?
is that like,
Not really, because the victim, I would still say the victim is dead. I would say it's just she's the woman who got shot. I still consider her a victim of this violent situation that built up and climaxed with a young woman being shot. And I'm not, I've been saying, well, I feel it. You shouldn't be trying to fucking stab people. That's pretty fucking clear cut. But again, it's like these other people created this fucking situation allegedly, and there's no accountability there either.
The problem, though, is that Twitter does not know the difference between accountability and fucking doxing somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the moment you bring these other people into the equation, too, it just becomes even more and more of a cascading shitstorm as people are trying to, dig on and find information of their own volition. And it just never ends well, I think.
What were those other girls doing there at her house?
That's what I'm saying, too. It's
Yeah.
like that's a
I mean,
valid
who
part
knows?
of what happened. You know what I mean?
It's a valid part. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like there's not enough information on like what was being said and how this altercation started in the first point because
Yeah.
no one just doesn't go out of their way to just go and stab somebody unless you're a fucking serial killer. And I
Right.
mean, so
And I'm sure she was afraid,
Right.
man. Like,
Well,
you don't normally get a knife and try to. You don't normally do that shit. Like, and I get it. Like,
what confuses
okay,
me though
but-
is that she still did it in
front of the cops.
the
Again, that's
Right.
That's
Which
again.
and someone being a child with a knife versus being an adult with a knife. I mean,
Makes it times
if
10,
she had
like,
stabbed that other kid with a knife and killed that kid, she would have been tried as an adult for murder and
Spend the rest of her life in
probably
jail.
probably rightfully so. But I mean, if you had a different situation where it was like, it was a domestic abuse situation and there was a husband trying to stab his wife with a knife or whatever, and then the cop comes in and fucking shoots the guy and saves the wife from being stabbed, you wouldn't go to the wife and be like, what did you do to get this guy so pissed off
Well,
that he wanted to stab
This is
you?
more of a situation, I would say, where the wife calls the fucking cops on the husband, and from what I've heard, this is more of a
Is
situation.
she the one that called the cops?
Yes, that's what
Is
I've been. That's
that
what I've been
true?
told. That's what I've been told. Or that's what I've heard. So
that's what I've seen on.
that's been like what has been had people upset about this particularly. Like,
Is that
she called the cops to get help because those other people were harassing her. Anyways, it's fucking, it's ugly situation, man. And, everybody wants to talk about like, oh, we need to do things, everything else surrounding, all this shit in order to, prevent this kind of stuff from even happening in the first place. But I see nothing happening around me, to be honest. I see nobody having serious conversations about what to do. Because, again, nobody wants fucking personal agency or accountability, or that nobody believes in the power of themselves. They don't think they can do anything, dude.
See,
and it's
It's kind
frustrating.
of ridiculous because I kind of just feel like they should go and talk to each one of these girls and see.
I'm sure they will at some point.
And
We'll see.
get to the, down deep to really what did happen. Just because it seems like either it's a setup or, there's underlying problems that just need to get solved.
Columbus police have not yet identified the 911 caller, so it is unclear whether it was Bryant who called for the help. However, no footage shows Bryant approaching police officers before the shooting occurred.
That part, too.
Hold on. We rate the claim Bryant approached the police officers at the scene before his shooting false because it is not supported by our research. Body cam and security footage of the shooting shows Bryant did not approach police after they arrived at the scene. I'm just checking, whatever fucking Snopes right now. I'm just out of curiosity.
Well, either
Although, so Snopes says research in progress. Although Makai Bryant's family said she made the 911 call to the police, an independent investigation is still ongoing. So, yeah, it's still kind of too early to call it on that one, but we'll see how that fucking develops. And I don't know, man. I think this is just what the the corporate press just wants us to all be embroiled in this like constant. I mean, out of a country of 351 million people, you can find a situation on any given day, especially that there's body cam footage out for all this stuff. You can find a situation every single day, and you're like, another day, another needless death. It's like, well, dude, as long as you pick that shit, you can find it. You can find it, and you can just keep this fucking train going. And it's like, I'm so torn because I'm like, I want to talk about this stuff because it's important, but also I'm like, I don't want to play into their fucking hand of this kind of like racial politics, kind of like trying to divide people up amongst racial lines. I think it's kind of all a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, it's super fucked up. Man, it's fucked up.
Because we were talking about fun shit here, and then it kind of got, it always goes off to like talking about the fucking cops, and I'm like, fuck the cops. Fuck the cops. Fuck BLM. Fuck Antifa. Fuck the Proud Boys. Fuck everybody. Fuck all this shit. Let's just hang out and watch fucking Mortal Kombat and smoke blunts and fucking just enjoy ourselves. Fuck!
Yeah.
We just out here trying to vibe, bro.
We're just trying to vibe.
Yeah.
Stop trying to kill the fucking vibe. All right. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can see it. She from the 2 planets away. I got my drink. I got my music. I would share it, but today. Don't kill my fucking vibe, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're at. And I think that
I'm only
everybody...
killing your vibe if it's a black person.
fucking... I know, I didn't want to go there, but yeah. My final thoughts here. Mortal Kombat was fun. It was awesome.
Cool.
Mortal Kombat's cool. Josh fight was wholesome. We need more community events.
Every day is Mortal Kombat on these streets, bro.
Oh my god. We need more big. I feel you though. But we need more. The Josh fight was put on by one bored motherfucker.
True.
Sending out a message.
That's true.
To the internet, being like on guard. And then we got this.
Touche.
Yeah. So like people can do awesome positive things. And then people can do terrible, ugly things too, especially when there's people with money and agendas and all that shit. So I think that more of us need to just start bringing people together.
Doing shit like that.
That.
That's so
and
true,
that's
man.
the answer, man. Like, especially during all this shit, it's like, dude, they're going to keep playing us. They're going to keep trying to play us. I do think that people are getting hip to the shit and they're not really playing into it, especially like, with some of this shit when they keep on trying to hammer people dying over our heads and use it to manipulate us to serve what they want us to do. People get tired of it, and so it's got to be base positive, And I'm down to start talking about again more fun shit on the show because we're gonna have more better preparation too. There's a little bit of a rushed episode today, but that's all good. We just figure it out every week, so that's my words.
Yeah, stay tuned. A couple more paychecks away from having a decent video game streaming setup. We're working our way towards
That's when
it.
it'll be fire.
That's when it'll be dope. We're going to be doing a lot of game streaming and a lot of beat making streaming and stuff like that in the very near future. This summer's going to be fucking wild.
Whoop, whoop.
Stay tuned for next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Zudecast, as always. We outie.
Tune in, check it out.
What is up, my dudes? What is up, my dudes?